Hello everyone, this is Candy, the 614 Stitcher, and today is Friday, November the 18th, 2022, and this is my Flosstube episode number 61. I would like to say hello and welcome to all of my new subscribers. I hope that you find that I am a good enabler and you will want to stitch some of the things that I have to show. And to my returning friends and subscribers, thank you so very much for coming back each and every time that I do upload a video. It has been a good week and a good stitching week, and so we're going to just jump right in. I am going to start, I'm going to share my new starts, my whips. I don't have any finishes this week. And then we are going to talk about plans and my investments for this week. So grab your stitching, grab a beverage of your choice, and let's get right into it. So this week has been another week of starts. I have 3. And the first new start is actually for WIPGO, and the WIPGO number was, let me look at my calendar because I didn't write it in my notes. It is number 12 for this WIP, and it is a new start for spring. And so I chose, I guess I should have took it out the package too. I chose A Sampling of Spring by Little Stitch Girl. And it is a very nice pattern. I am stitching this on a 28 count color and cotton. And the color is Spacious Skies. And I am using a Classic Colorworks conversion that I am coming up with as I go along. She stitched the model with color and cotton threads. And so here is my new start. It is the border up at the top. So one of the reasons that I chose this chart for my spring new start is that there are several specialty stitches in this chart. Pardon me, I don't know what's wrong with my throat. So though, like all 3 of these, well, these 2 lines are specialty stitches. There's specialty stitches all in this and all down in the grass. So I thought it would be an easy way, not easy, but a nice way for me to learn how to do some specialty stitches with this chart. So that is what it looks like so far. And I also will be writing down all of the color conversions that I'm doing with this. Right now, the colors that I'm going with are Classic Colorworks. So as I go along, I'll be keeping track of which colors I am using on that. Trying to adjust. And because I used a blue, I had to, and of blue fabric, she used a gray. I had to already adjust the blue that I had chose to use to make it just a little bit darker to show up on the fabric. That's the second time this week that I've had to do some modifications because of a fabric choice and thread colors. But I will be keeping track of that. So that was my WIPGO number 12 for this month. My next new start was me and Carolyn Zook were starting this together. She talked me into it. She is a true enabler. If you are not watching Carolyn, her floss tube is C-Zook Stitch. If you are not watching her, please, I will link her below. Go over, talk about enabler. Yeah, that's her. Is called Woodland Christmas. And this is a year-long stitch-along through Annie's and Crazy Annie Stitching, and that is the information for it. It is not too late. The sale just started on November the 1st, although Carolyn and I chose November the 15th to start. And so the first ornament is the stocking. And I managed to, on the 15th, get the stocking, and I have a hanging thread, so pardon that. I managed to get the stocking outlined, and I started on the tree. I am missing one of the Weeks Dye Works colors for this, and the DMC alternative does not look good with it at all, so I'm gonna wait until tomorrow when I can pick up the Weeks Dye Works to start working on the stocking more. I am stitching these and will be stitching all 11. I think there's 11 in every month I will get a new one. And I am stitching all of them on 28 count Dove Gray Lugana, and I will be using the called for flosses for each one of them. So I started this on November the 15th, and I'll be working on it through the month. So because they're not definitely going to be for this year, I'm not in a real big hurry, but I do want to keep them moving so that I don't get too far behind. So the threads, and it came, if you contact them, there's a whole, they have the chart, they have the fabric, they have the thread packs, they have, I got the project bag, they have a needle minder, they have all the things, all the accoutrement for, I just love saying that word, for you to participate in this. I just chose to get the chart and the project bag. So that is Woodland Christmas, and it will be worked on throughout the next 11 months. And my last new start was a pop-up challenge for the Magazine Monthly Challenge Group, Cross Stitch Challenge Group, and the name of the challenge was Oh My Gourd. So you had to stitch on something that had a gourd in it. Not necessarily on the gourd, but in the chart. And it had to be also from a magazine. So I chose Give Thanks. And it is designed by L.S. Porter of Hot House Petunia Designs. And you had a goal of either 7 hours or 700 stitches. So I chose to go with the 700 stitches goal because for 2023, one of my plans is that I will be stitching for stitches, for the number of stitches. And as I go along, I will be doing my planning video shortly. I'm just making a change to keep it interesting and to keep it fun, like, you know. But, so, the goal was, the pop-up challenge started on Sunday, the 13th, and you have all the way until tomorrow, the 19th, to get in all your stitches. I got in my 700 stitches yesterday. Haha. And I actually got in 778 stitches, I believe. 729. I don't know where's 720. Oh, where's my card at? I did 787 stitches. And I stitched on this project 7, 8, 10, 11 hours this week. So here it is. This is what I've managed to get in. I am going to be making a change on the chart. I am stitching this on a 32 count vintage country mocha, and I'm using the called for DMC and Classic Colorworks for the flosses. The change I am going to make is, you see the words all the way, they're backstitched all the way around. And what I'm going to do is, it says, we give thanks for this food, for these friends, for this life. And I am changing that to, we give thanks for this life. Although I like the other two sayings, the life means more to me where I'm at right now in this stage of my life. So, now that could all change because I already started stitching it, and I had, for these friends, I had 4 of these down here, and then I took it out. So I'm going to have to double check and make sure that I have it all centered, because it's centered as it goes around. And so I just want to make sure that I have it centered correctly. So I really did love stitching on this piece. I've decided to give it a little break. I will be picking, so like I haven't stitched on it. I didn't stitch on it today. But tomorrow, it'll have 1 day break, and then tomorrow I'll be stitching on it again. Right now I am working on the cornucopia. All of the fruits and vegetables and flowers have been put in. So now I'm just working on the cornucopia. So if I could get the cornucopia done by the end of the month, that would be great. There's a lot of quarter stitches, 2 different colors, and then after that, I have all of the back stitching that still needs to be done. But it is a wonderful piece and I love it. So that was my 3rd new start for this week. Okay, so now I'm going to move into my whips. And my first whip is my Flip It November by Lizzie Kate. And here is what it will eventually be similar to. It won't look exactly like that. And here's a picture of where it was when I showed it last. And here it is now. So I've been doing a lot of outlining, getting it, prepped so that all of these boxes are full coverage in here. I have not added the border yet, but I will. So when I last showed it, I only had, I believe, this much, the leaves were in. I started putting the green in. I'm not for sure that I like the pie. That color is very dark, so it looked like my pie got burnt. So I'm not sure that I'm gonna, I would hate to cut all those stitches out and then put them back in, but I'm I'm like, it really is dark. Whereas on the chart, it's not. But they use Gentle Arts threads for this chart, and I don't have them. So this morning, I actually put in the box for the pumpkin. I did all of this work this morning while I was de-stressing before I went to work. Well, I was giving myself some calm before I went to work. I wasn't stressed when I got up, so. But I really love this chart also. I will be working on it through the end of the month, or at least through next Thursday, to see how far I can get before I start my Christmas stitching. But that is Flip It November. And it would be great if I could get all of it done and then only have to do the border that goes around the whole piece. That way I can, you know, have it almost to a good spot for next autumn. My next project is Fall is in the Air, and that is a Stitch Quarterly Fat Quarter Shop. And this is what it looks like. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here is where I am now. So I'm still working on the tree. I think when I last showed it, I only had like down to here. And the tree is going very slowly because it's a lot of counting and making sure that I'm on track, which is why those 2 leaves are there. Pardon me. I don't know why my throat. So now I'll be filling in some more of the leaves just so that I could get other branches placed correctly. I am stitching this on a 28 count Lugana. No, a 28 count even weave. And it's called Spell Book by Color and Cotton, which means it is a, yeah, Lugana. Yeah, Lugana. I don't know why I didn't write that down on here, but I am now. And my fabric choice is a little bit darker than what they use. They actually called for 14 count Ada. I'm just not using the Ada. I wanted to use the 28 count. But I am using the call for flosses with this, which are all DMC. I took the one of the pamphlets that came in it and cut it out and made it a tag so that I would know what I have in this bag. This bag and everything, it has a needle minder. It came with everything in the kit. It was a kit. But I thought that was really cute to do that like that. So my next whip is going to be a surprise whip for everyone. Last Saturday on November the 12th, we had our first snow here in Columbus. And so immediately I was like, okay, here we go. I decided that every time I borrowed a page out of my friend Memphis Sarah E's playbook and decided that every time that we get snow or precipitation in Columbus, I would work on, I'm trying to make sure I don't show no parts of the pattern, on winter Quaker. So far, we have had 1, 2, 3, 4 days of snow. It actually snowed today, and it doesn't have to be measurable snow. It's as long as I see it floating in the air, I'm going to stitch on this project. So I'm actually, believe it or not, already 2 days behind because it rained one day and I had something else. It was a new start day, so I couldn't stitch on it by the time it had rained. And then today it snowed and I haven't had a chance to work on it today yet either. But here is a picture of what it will look like, what it looked like the last time that I showed it. And here is where it is now. So I have started working on this motif here, which on the chart is right here. So I'm steady making my way across the page. This is on the second section, I think is what she calls it. So I've been working on putting this motif in. The other part that I have decided is that I don't necessarily have to work on a motif. Even if I start putting in all of the back stitch, there's several backstitch little snowflakes in the piece. So if I start, even if I have enough time to just put in one of those, or two or three, that'll be progress moving it forward. And so that's also part of my plan. I just decided that I wanted to work on a motif. So I've worked on it 2 days now, and I still have 2 more days. And I think I can finish that motif in those 2 days. So barring any precipitation tomorrow, hopefully I'll be caught up and get this moving forward. It was so cold today. The high was 33. The high was 33 degrees today. I mean, it was brutally cold. And then next week, I hear it's supposed to be back up in the 50s. I don't know. Crazy. But if it goes back up into the 50s, instead of getting snow, we'll then get rain. And because I really want to make good progress on this piece, even if it rains, I'm going to stitch on it. So that's where we are on that. So I stitched on it the 12th and on the 16th, and I still need to stitch on it for today and yesterday, the 17th and the 18th, because it flurried just a little bit yesterday, and then it flurried a little more today. So that's what I'll be doing for that. Okay, we are moving right along. So for the next week, I will be working on a few things. I want to work on my flip it. I'm at the plan section now. I want to work on the flip it. I had initially put down in my notes that I was going to work on it through the end of the month, but I already know once Black Friday hits, I'm going to want to be working on Christmas stitching. So whatever progress I can get done between now and next Thursday is what I'll be working on. Speaking of next Thursday, it is my friend Vicky Stitching Buttons' birthday. So I will be pulling out a Nora Corbett. She is starting a new memorabilia for her birthday, but I got permission to work on a Nora Corbett because I don't have a memorabilia. So I'll be pulling out one, and you'll see which one it is because I'm only going to stitch on it on Thursday. So you'll see it when I haven't made a decision yet about it. I need... I will be pulling out Thankful, which is by Emily Call. I need 23 more stitches in that piece to make my 300 stitches goal for the month. So I'll be pulling that piece out and putting those 23 stitches in. I will also be starting Winter Snowfall by Shannon Christine Designs. I was slated to start it last Saturday with Candy L, and I went and put 10 stitches in on the fabric that I had, and you couldn't see them. So now I have to get a darker fabric. I also changed what thread I'm going to be using for that. So that's in my investment section. Starting on Black Friday, I will have a new start, and it will be the Joy Shepherd's Bush bag, and I am doing that with my friend Allison. And so that is another, you know, all autumn stuff, which is terrible because winter doesn't start until December the 22nd. But next week, November the 25th, I will be starting winter Christmas stitching. And I need 3 more days on my Twin Peaks Primitives Snow Angel, and I will be getting those in by the end of the month. Hopefully by the next video. I'm not for sure that I'm going to record on Black Friday. It'll all just depend. I used to be a Black Friday shopper. Like, I would be out there 2 o'clock in the morning when my children were young, when they were children, and all the fancy games come out and all of that. Like, I would be the mama standing in the line in the code, waiting for the stores to open so that I could run through the store and get the stuff. Well, they're all adults now. I don't do that no more. I don't even do it for my own self. Like, if I want something and I look to see if it's online. If it's online, then I just add to cart, pay, ship it to the house. That's how I bought my last TV, actually. Like, I came home one day from work and my TV was sitting. And if y'all know my neighborhood, it was dicey. But I came home, my big flat screen TV was sitting in the doorway between the 2 doors on my porch. I was like, woo! So I don't do Black Friday shopping. I will be sitting at home doing Black Friday stitching, which is more enjoyable at this time in my life. So that's where I stand with my plans for the next week. I do need to double check my stitches because Faith and Endurance, I want to meet my magazine monthly cross stitch challenge goal before I start my Black Friday stitching. That way I can have a week in between the two months to do what I want to do, which I do what I want to do anyway, but I just want to make sure that I have all my goals met for November before I even start thinking about Black Friday stitching and all of that. So that's where that was. So I do have some investments. I first have some Stitchy Kindness. I received, we talked about it at the retreat, and I received in the mail today. Thank you so much, Janet. I love it. She received a kit to make this project on the front. And unfortunately for her, fortunately for me, this fabric did not speak to her. So she bundled it all up. It is all Tula Pink. She bundled it all up and put it in the mail to me. And I am really hoping that this gets me back into my sewing, gets my sewing mojo back. It has been gone for quite some time, and I know you think, just get in there and sew, but it doesn't work quite that way. So let me see. These are the one set of the fabrics. I actually have this in my stash because I love it. Like I have it in this color, I have it in white, and I have it, I think, in purple. And then there's this print, and I was not familiar with this line, but it is called Parisville, and it's by one of my favorite fabric designers. She is an artist, if ever there was one. So these are women, if you can see that, and they have, these are ship sails on the top of the, you know, for her hair. I mean, she is truly, truly, truly an artist. And then this piece really made me think, like when I opened it up, I was like, oh my goodness, that's cross stitching. So it is very beautiful, Janet. I really love it. And the project is small enough to where I can work on getting my Sojo back, because it's been gone for quite some time and I need to get it back. Like, I just look at my sewing machine and say hello and walk away. But I need to get it back. So that was one of my Stitchy Kindness. And if I do, I know I've asked this before, if I do, not if, when I get back into sewing, would you all be interested in seeing some of the projects? I know I've shown some of my, so she even gave me the little unicorn head pins that Tula Pink is known for. Like it came, like whatever she got in the box, that's what she sent. And then she sent me a project bag. So thank you so very much, Janet. You know I love you. So that was one, Stitchy Kindness. And then I was talking with my friend Candy L again on Saturday. And she was telling me she is also stitching a Shannon Christine design similar to Winter Snowfall. And so when we were talking about it, she said that she was going to be using Flosh. And so I went over to 123 Stitch and I bought white Flosh. I only have to use, she said I only had to use one strand, but man, it's soft. Like I've always heard about Flosh, but I have never, but it's really soft. So then I bought a white one, and then I also purchased the black one, because you know black, it would be great if this black and white, like if this works better than DMC 310, like I'm here for it. And then I also needed a toile. I am using a toile 519 as for the backstitch snowflakes on my winter Quaker. And I had a whole skein of it, and now I can't find it at all. So I picked up another skein of that. And then while I was looking, I saw this cute, I hope I didn't show that. I saw this cute hindsight pattern, and it is Mary Noel, and it came with a little charm also. It might have been on sale, which is, you know, sale. But I'm always down for a cute Christmas chart. If you follow me on Instagram and in Facebook, you will know that I am a winter Christmas stitcher. I put up, so in preparation for my planning video, I went through and separated all of my whips into different categories. So I have winter, spring, summer, autumn. Then I have representation matters. And then I have words and affirmation. When I finished going through and counting all of my WIPs, and I'm almost positive like I'm missing some because I can't even find give thanks, the one that's a little house needleworks. Like, so where is that? When it was all said and done, I had 98. I have 98. 98 active WIPs. And I actually, by the time I screamed and hollered about having 98, I had managed to get up to 100 because I had 2 laying on the table that were not in the count when I initially did it. So I have 100 WIPs. I am not, I'm not going to stop starting new things. Like, it's a number. It doesn't faze me in the least. And I'm good with it. So that was that. But it was a big shock. And some of the comments were just hilarious. Like, one lady said, "Oh, that's really nice." And then she realized that the number next to the category was the number of WIPs that I had. So for the winter / Christmas stitching, I have 42. I don't think that number is correct, but that's the number we're going with. Because, you know, I'm actually I pulled them all, I separated them all out. And I'm going to count them all again before the planning video. So we'll see. Like, it doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. Because, you know, if I don't finish it, somebody will finish it. You know, it'll be a save the WIP somewhere, someday, somehow. I'm actually already thinking about what I'm going to start for Christmas stitching and winter stitching and all of that. So, you know, I could end up with a whole, you know, 50 winter Christmas before it's all said and done. So I am not big on unboxings, but I am going to do an unboxing for the 2022 Jolly Box. This is through the Fat Quarter Shop. And I decided not to do a separate video for it because I knew this video was going to be shorter. So I am going to unbox this, and as I'm going through, I will hold up the items. It is, I am not for sure if they still have any of these boxes left. I have gotten them in the past and really did enjoy them. I used to be a part of their Sew Sampler Club, and I stopped getting that, but I thought that this would be really good. Also, in helping me get my Sojo back. So here we go. So you get the box, and there is always a coupon on the back of these. So don't, if you do get this box, go ahead on and get what the offer is. It gives you a time limit for the offer and a percentage off for the offer. And then this is the little, it tells what's in the, actually in the box. So I'm going to open that up and use it. So the first thing in the box, which is awesome because I love rotary cutters, and I love Olaf blades. So I always am down for getting one of those. And this is actually a Lori Holt because it has Bee in My Bonnet. It is distributed, I'm sure, by Riley Blake. And it's the quick change one, which I really like too. I have two. I literally have 2 of these that I use when I'm sewing. One sits on my cutting table and the other one literally sits at the sewing machine, because when you're doing paper piecing, which is why I was doing a paper piecing project and I needed it right then and there. So that's awesome. The next item is these fabric markers. And I'm going to read about this because these are new. Oh, it says this Christmas themed set of 3 fabric markers by Laundry Basket Quilts is perfect for your next Christmas quilt. Flexible plastic allows you to keep all your fabric cuts neat and organized. Oh, so you would just, so I haven't opened them. So you would just slide this over your fabric. So if you had multiple pieces for to sew together as you're going to and from the sewing machine. The next item is, and these are really good at keeping you organized. So you literally can put your rulers in these grooves and it will help keep them standing up, and so you don't drop them or, you know, throw stuff on top of them. Rather than leaving them laying down, you can have them standing up. This really interested me because I have a few of these. Sorry for the crinkles. I have a few of these and they are the elongated ones, and so now they've come out with a block. It is called, and I know what this is called, a mega limited edition mega stash and store, and these are awesome. Okay, we'll just use, I have a pair of scissors right here. So they literally, you can put them in and it stands up. And I am glad that they came out with a deeper one, because look, all the scissor is down in there. Whereas with the other one, it's very shallow. So I hope they keep this up. They said it's a limited edition, but I hope they come out with different colors and keep it in there, because I would be willing to pay or buy this. Yeah, it's really, really good. Oh, don't sit them scissors on your cross-stitching, girl. Okay, so the next one is a pack of cards. And it looks like they're regular playing cards. They're by Kimber Bell. And that is a fabric company. They also do designs. They design quilts also. Oh, it is a regular playing card set for you to use when you're spending time with your company. This card deck is easy to read and contains rules for 2 quilted themed card games. Bring out the milk and the cookies and let the family games begin. So it is, according to what it's saying, it is an actual card deck. That's interesting. I guess if my family come over, I could play cards with them. Oh, but it is actually and the numbers are huge, like nice big numbers on them and everything. And then it has 2 games. One is called Quilt Queen, and then the other one is called Go Stitch. Those are the games. So that's interesting. I used to play cards all the time. When I was married, we would have card parties. So that's interesting. And so then the next thing, before I show the fabric bundle, the quilt that you get is called So Gifted Quilt Pattern, and they are presents. So it'll be interesting to see how they make this. And then the fabric, I will... Sorry for the crinkling. Crinkling. There we go. So with all of their boxes, you get some type of fabric cut of fabric. This one is it's called it's the fabric designer for this line is Kimber Bell, and you get a panel, which is really cute. It's Christmas themed. And so that is the panel. Oh, maybe I should turn it this way. That's the panel you get. And that's actually for the backing. This quilt pattern has you do a pieced backing. And then you get 2 charm packs, and they are also by Kimber Bell. And they have cute... I'm going to take this out of here, and then I'm probably not going to be able to get it back in. I'll practice my unboxing. So for the fabric, you have these prints. Oh, now you know that right there, it's worth its weight in gold. Snowflakes. Tone on tones. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Then in the red section, you have probably some of the same prints. Yeah, that's a tone on tone. Trees, candy canes, stripes, and a diagonal stripe is a good one. Then there's some berries, and there's a pink with mugs on it. So you can see it's very holiday themed. And in all these different, that is so pretty. So I really do like it. I am really going to look at the directions and see. I am not a bed size quilter. I like making smaller projects, so I'm going to see if I can utilize the panel and the fabric and maybe make a table topper or a wall hanging, because I do not need, not that I don't need one, but I just am not a bed quilt maker. I have made them. I've made a couple of them, but in the grand scheme of things, I like to do the smaller projects. I am going to fold this back up because I don't want nothing to happen to it. See, and this would be perfect to make. You could use those 4 blocks and make a wall hanging, and then use the charm packs for your backs. You know, you could do a piece back with the charm packs. And I'm sorry, I know I have kind of like a weird sense of humor, so sometimes I feel like people are like, what in the world is wrong with her? So, you know, it is a great value for the cost of the box. The So Sampler boxes were wonderful too. It was just, you know, with everything that I purchased, I was doing a lot of purchasing and not a lot of using. And so I, you know, sometimes you have to make those decisions, and then you make them and you're like, ooh. Because, what is it called? FOMO is real. It truly is. So, that was my my jolly box from Fat Quarter Shop. And I love it. I will probably not be back again before Thursday, since it's Friday right now. So please have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you get to spend lots of time with your family and friends. You get to enjoy great food. Remember the real reason that Thanksgiving should be celebrated. Be thankful every day. You are in the place that you are meant to be in right now. So be thankful and live with joy and happiness. I know I am, some days it's like, but in all things I am grateful and thankful for where I am in that situation and in this life. And so I want you all to be sure to remember about being thankful. It's not about a turkey. Being thankful. So with that, I will bid you all a very good evening, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.